Hi, welcome to my first episode of my YouTube channel. My name is kbatalicollab. I'm a makeup artist and a beauty photographer, beginner. um, my makeup channel is all about my gray hair journey. As you can see, some of them is popping, starting to show themselves, and also my adult acne journey. It can be taunting, it can be very trying when you are over 40 and dealing with acne and hyperpigmentation, but that should not stop you from enjoying a little bit of makeup, enjoying your skincare journey, enjoying your everyday life activity. And this is what I hope to achieve with this channel. I hope you enjoy my content. If you'd like to know how I achieve this skin-like finished look, stay tuned. Let's get started. As I mentioned in my intro, I did suffer with adult acne, and as you can see in my forehead, I still have some hyperpigmentation. They were so much darker in the past, but it had came a long way using my natural skincare routine that I have been following. Start first my makeup all the time with proper skincare hydration, and today I'm going to be using the Forever Young from Kandaka to tighten and moisturize my skin. And the moisturizer is hydrating. It has pomegranate light oil in it, and I really love it. I just could push it into my skin. As such, I don't rub or tug too much into my skin. The older we get, the gentler we really have to be with our skin. The craziness we used to do in our young days, doesn't fly anymore. So you have to kind of be gentle and let that set in. There you go. With a good moisturizer or a good serum like the one I use, you can really forego the primer step. However, if you're going to be using or wearing your makeup for a long period of time, by all means go for the primer. Today I'm going to be using the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. And I just received it. I'm going to put a code in the bottom. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but I'm going to leave a code in the description below. So if you're interested and you like the coverage that I'm going to get from this product, you can use the code and get a little discount. I'm going to be using a foundation brush. I like building up my product with a brush rather than a sponge, because I feel like sponge takes away the product. However, it's a good tool to use to pick up any excess off your skin. It feels a little bit of red, however, I am liking this coverage. Okay. And, oh, I meant a little bit too much. Alright, no problem. I'm gonna work this product back and forth in my forehead and blend it out. And with gray hair, I absolutely have to be very careful and mindful of my gray so I don't get any products on it, because otherwise it just looked dirty. I am loving this coverage, even though it looks a little bit of red, or no, red tone on my skin initially. But I'm liking how it's blending out. Oh my goodness. I should have taken a half before and after picture. Before blending the rest of this out. There you go. By the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in to my first video, or first YouTube video here on my channel. I have been putting away starting a YouTube channel for many years, and mainly because of time, intimidation with the editing, because editing is no joke. I have edited while I was in the military, just voice and other type of media material, and it is time consuming. Oh my gosh, I am not mad at this coverage at all. And like I mentioned earlier, I like using a brush because I have more control with a brush than I would do a sponge. I usually just use a sponge as a finishing tool to clean any excess. But I don't use it so much as to apply the product. Here we go. All of my hyperpigmentation and discoloration has really been covered with this product, and I am not mad at it. There you go. What do you think? I really like this. Anywho, moving on to our concealer. Today I'm going to be using the Uma Beauty number 2. It's Black Pearl concealer. And with the concealer, I do the same thing with any product. I would like to use a brush rather than putting the product directly into my face, because I like to have a little bit of control. My under eye naturally is very light, so I don't have dark circles, thankfully. So I know there are so many ways to apply concealer, so many new ways to say put a dot here, put a dot there, but you really just gotta do what works for you. For me, I like to do the what's called the eyeglass method, where I get a little bit of the product into my eyelids and move it up to my brow bone and blend it well under my eye, like such. And I don't let it set too much or sit for too long, simply because I don't want it to get cakey or get in my crease. As we age, we get these little fine lines under our eyes, and product could really just sit there, and the longer you wear it, the more it creases, and just not a good look. There we go. And with my concealers, I never go more than a shade or two at the most lighter than my foundation. I like my makeup to look seamless, to look as natural as possible. Yeah, there's this whole, if I spend $60 on makeup, I do want to look different. To each their own. For me personally, I like to look as close to myself as possible. I'm just going to place a little bit here between my brow bones, and I'm going to bring it down the bridge of my nose with the concealer, as well as right here my cheek bones. I don't drag the product too far down. Using the same brush, I just kind of highlight the area a little bit. Again, not going too light, too lighter than my complexion. And with the concealer, I just go in the areas I want to highlight, I want to bring forward. And I don't go too high on my forehead, because I do have quite significant real estate going on up here, and I don't like to make that the focal point of my face. So just a little bit of highlight, a little bit brightening here, and that also helps with the scar that I have right in the center of my brows right here. I had a cyst a little while ago that I got it surgically removed. It was benign, thankfully nothing serious. At first I thought it was just a pimple that just would not pop, but it turned out to be a cyst. Anyway, there we go. For any areas that does not look blended, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go with a sponge later on and make all of that blend together and cohesive. Next, I'm going to go with the Oma Beauty. It's a double-sided stick that has a contour on one side and a highlighter on the other side. And with this, I'm going to contour my forehead just to kind of minimize this area a little bit. Bring up my cheekbones. I don't really contour my nose. I don't like changing the shape of my nose. I am not for the snatched look, but I'd rather just kind of keep my face as natural as possible, keep my features as natural as possible. Every now and then, yes, I'll go all crazy and, you know, shapeshift, as you can say, but for now, an everyday look, honestly, I just like to keep my nose as is. I like people to recognize me when they see me, even though my skin is just even, get a little bit of eye makeup, eyelashes. I still want to be recognizable. I don't want to look like a complete stranger. Anyway, moving right along. Here we go. I'm just gonna dot right here, and to get a little bit of lift, I used to go a little bit lower with my contour, but now recently I have been just going a little bit high, raising up those cheekbones that my mama gave me. And I'm gonna go here in the corner of my eye, just a dot and a dot. And what that does is just kind of narrows down this area here, and I also use that as a contour for my eyes. Under my chin, on my lip, sorry. I'm gonna go here and then under my chin, these areas, just to sharpen my features. All right, I'm gonna go with, actually, I'm gonna go with the same brush right here and going to blend that contour into my hairlines, but again, still mindful and very careful. Trying not to hit those gray hairs so it does not look like dirt. There you go. Gently blend that out. You want to be gentle with the brush when you are applying your products or trying to move products around, because you don't want to pick too much product with the tool that you're using. Otherwise, you're just wasting products by being too rough or too harsh with your brush or tools. See, still there, hasn't moved too much. There you go. I'm gonna go under my chin, under my jawline rather, and sharpen that a little bit. Same on this side. Go under my jawline and bring it down. There you go. As far as brushes go, I know sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, oh, you need so many brushes, or how many brushes do I need to apply my makeup, or how many brushes do you use, and blah 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 blah. Honestly, I have tons of brushes, but a lot of times I end up using one or two. As long as you use lighter going into the darker shades of makeup that you're using, you could get away with using as minimal brushes as possible. I'm going to use that same brush that I use for my concealer, and just to move the contour color that I added here. And what I'm going to do is just going to raise that or move that into my eyelid right here. I'm not going to move it any further. I'm just going to stop right there and just move it. And what it does, it just gives me a little bit of depth right here. And define my eyelid. I have very deep eye sockets, aka hooded eyes, which to me are the perfect type of eyes for eyeshadows. I know a lot of people with this type of eyes dread putting makeup because it seems like as soon as you lift your eyes up, everything just disappears. But practice makes perfect. If you just keep practicing how to apply makeup for your eye type or our eye type, you will get much better results and will start enjoying applying makeup much more. Alright, that's done. I'm just gonna go with the little brush here, just kind of blend in these lines a little bit more. Actually, I'm gonna go a little bit more. Just cover so there's no separation between my contour line and my foundation and my hairline. Just kind of want it to blend in nicely. Back there again, being mindful of the gray hairs as much as possible. There we go. Next, I'm going to go back with the Oma Beauty Double Stick. I'm going to go with the highlighting stick area, and I'm just going to apply that right here, my cheeks, right here, my nose, the ridge, and just a little bit of on my chin, or the areas where I want to bring out or highlight, let it feature. I'm just going to use my fingertips. Since it's cream, sometimes with your body heat in your fingers, you end up getting the best application, and move it as you would move a moisturizer or a cream. Here we go. Next, I'm going to go and do my eyebrows. Normally, I don't do too much with my brows because they're microbladed in. However, for the sake of this video, being that this is my first video, I'll go ahead and do a light brow routine. And first, I start with brushing my brows upward. I know I've tried to look at different beauty influencers that I really enjoy watching, and some of them do go off camera to do their brows, some do the full brows, so I'm really not sure what are the rules. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to see with every makeup look that I will be doing in the future, meaning you would like to see the whole process rather than just disappearing off camera and coming back with a full brows or perfect brows. Anyway, for my brows, since they're microbladed and I really don't like a heavy thick brow look, I like using the MAC, it's called Spiked. It's Shape Brow Tint, and what it is, it's has a really thin, I'm gonna put it on my forehead here so you can see, very pointy tip, and I use that just to draw some hairs to go in between my hair, the few that I have. I got my brows microbladed because literally I don't have decent amount of brow hairs. You would think I'm kin to Whoopi Goldberg or something, but don't get me wrong, I love her, but I'm just saying, like, that's my reference to my brows, just simply because somebody told me that many moons ago. I guess it was an insult, but I just laughed it off, and I think of it every time I look at my brows until I got mine microbladed recently. One thing that I love about this, here we go, it gives you the natural brow finish. So even if you don't have like microbladed brows or anything like that, you can really fake one using this product from MAC. There you go. And what you want to do when it comes to this product, you don't want to go straight lines up and down. You want to go like one up, one down, or like stagger them. So this way they look as natural as possible. And they don't look like they're drawn in, but rather just natural hairs are going in the natural direction. I'm going to go on and do the other side. On the outer, I go a little bit more closer together. This way, just to kind of have a darker end, and then work sporadically as I come in to have the best natural look possible. Like I said, I just go up and down. I try not to use even lines, so this way it looks as natural as possible and just looks more like hair rather than them being drawn in. I'm gonna go in with my spoolie brush again and just brush my hair up, so this way it kind of stands and gives you a natural look. There you go. Just gonna even this up a little bit. And so anyway, let me know if you want to know more about my microblading experience or what you would like to see in the next video. I would be more than happy to oblige. Otherwise, it's going to be the next look that I have, which is going to be more natural look. Next, I'm just going to go in with a flat brush. This brush is from Showstopper Beauty number 4. I just love those brushes because they're specifically made for eyebrows. I'm going to get a little bit of the product with from the concealer by Oma Beauty just to clean up my brows. And this flat brush works perfectly for this purpose. There you go. Going back here. Just cleaning that up. Then pulling the products down. There you go. Just clean it up a little bit. A little bit of product goes a long way when it comes to full coverage makeup, such as Uma Beauty or Uma Beauty concealer now. Here you go. A little bit of this product goes a long way, and I just like to gently bring it in and blend it into my eyelids. Take your time. Honestly, a rush job will look like a rush job. If you take your time, you will get the most natural finish or look possible. Just blend that in. Any excess you can gently tap in with your finger. My brows, I don't go over the brows with concealer, just trying to keep them as natural as possible. Those little spikes from the products and even from my hair makes my brows look a little bit more natural, like they're just nice, full and thick without having to perfect them and give you that natural finished look. My whole technique when it comes to makeup is trying to look as natural as possible, make your skin look as flawless as possible with a skin-like makeup finish. Next, I'm going to go in with a beauty blender and just kind of blend in any transition areas that I need to have blended out, like here, a little bit of here. Try not to pick too much of the product because really there's no need at this point. I think I blended pretty well with the brushes that I used earlier. For my setting powder, I like the Cosette Essential Finish pressed powder. It's white, but it goes on translucent once it goes on your skin, and I love this product because it goes with every complexion there is. And sometimes when I'm going for a very extended long wear, I will use this powder as soon as I'm done applying my skin prep and my primer. If I do decide to use primer, I will brush this all over my face. It just makes my makeup looks more mattified, more photo finish, and lasts so much longer. Nonetheless, even using it after applying a foundation, concealers, and contour, it does the same thing. It gives you a nice photo finish. The other thing that I really love about this powder, again, not a sponsored video, that I love about this product is when you apply it, like areas where you have your contour, you have, you know, your concealer, because it's a translucent color, it does not change those grades of colors and shades that you have created for yourself, versus using, like, let's see, a lighter brown color to go under my eyes, or any brown shade of any sorts. You will notice, like, when you do that, sometimes it will change or will leave a white cast, like you have seen, like, pretty sure the internet is full of them. You've seen people with like white cast where you see the separation of where they try to contour or highlight certain areas. With these translucent powders, it does not do that. So I'm going to use my MAC 187 brush. I really love it because it's very fluffy at the end, and I'm just going to apply this powder all over. As you can see, it really doesn't do anything other than mattify, and even where I have highlights, all it's going to do is just mattify it slightly, but it's not going to change the colors that I've created, i.e. the contour, the highlight, and so forth. A little bit on the brows, so my brows are oily. There. I don't put translucent powder or setting powders under my eyes unless I'm using eyeshadows that I know I'm going to have some fallouts, or I'm trying to, again, create a very dramatic look. But for everyday look, I really don't do that, so I forego that step. And even when I do use a translucent powder, and that one is from Laws of Nature Cosmetics. It's the same as the Cosette one. It's a vegan product that, you know, again, once you brush it, it completely just, you know, mattifies the area where you set it, so it does not change the color of the concealer or whatever area you placed a product on. For my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Ream Beauty Kandaka eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love the design in this product, and it comes with a lot of neutral colors and some shimmer, some blues. Here, let me see if I can show it. There you go. It's absolutely beautiful palette. I'm gonna go with a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use the color Sudan, and that's where I'm from, in case you're wondering the accent. And the owner of this Reem Beauty, she is Sudanese as well. Sweet, sweet, sweet girl. Haven't met her personally, but just found out about her, or found out about her company through Instagram, and purchased this palette and absolutely adore it. There we go. I'm just gonna go with the color Sudan again on my crease right here. Just going to move it back and forth. I'm going for as natural look as possible today. I'm not going for any dramatic look. I already have concealer and on my eyelids, and it's going to help hold on to the product. It's not very heavy. Again, I'm not going for a very dramatic or heavy look. I'm going for a very natural look today. And that being said, I can forego a primer for my eyes and use the concealer as primer to hold on to this eyeshadow. I know when we look at makeup application, it seems like there's so many products that you need to apply or use or utilize in order for you to get that makeup finished. But trust me, if you know how to use what you have in hand the right way, everything can go a little bit a long way. Yes, granted, some eye primers for certain eyeshadows, especially like matte color eyeshadows, are best to be used because you want it to hold and make the colors really true. Some eye primers are made in certain colors that helps enhance certain eyeshadows, but again, it just depends on what you're going for that look. Next, I'm going to go in with the color Henna, and I am just going to apply that all over my eyelid to kind of unify underneath. It's just to get a very subtle, natural look, and right directly underneath my eye crease, using the same brush again. As I mentioned earlier, you can use as minimal tools as possible if you choose to. You don't need to have everything. You don't need to have a whole lot in order for you to be able to apply your makeup. Sometimes even your fingers are the best tools. There we go. Yeah, I like this look so far. Nice and subtle. Just going to buff these outer corners upward a little bit so there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm going to go with the Pat McGrath Permagel Xtreme Black for my waterline. And I absolutely love this pencil as well, because it's very, very, very black, for lack of a better term. I'm gonna go in to my outer corner here, and what I'm going to do is just use my fingertip where the eyeliner, where I put the eyeliner in my eyelid. What I'm going to do is just pull that a little bit. And what it does, it creates almost an instant eyeliner right there. And therefore, I don't need to use a liquid eyeliner later on on my top lid if I choose not to. I haven't decided yet. Again, I'm trying to go for as minimal look as possible. So this just kind of creates a little bit of a faux eyeliner, and it also pulls my eyes or elongates my eyes, which a look that I prefer personally. Next, I'm gonna go with the Stila brush number 4. I know it's a brand that I used to like love when I first started applying or using makeup. I'm gonna go in with the henna color. I haven't bought any Stila products in a minute, but I absolutely love their brushes. I'm gonna go on my bottom lid with the color henna, and again just blend in some of that black out, so this way it does not look so harsh. It doesn't look like I just have eyeliner underneath. I blend and move that around. What that does is just create a little bit of transition. If you see me in person, it's not just one straight black line, but it's a gradual, the brownish going into the black, and it's just blended out nicely. Pulling that black that I pulled from my eye, the corner of my eyes earlier. There you go, as such. Voila. For mascara, I'm going to be using a Laws of Nature Cosmetics in the color Onyx mascara. And I absolutely love Laws of Nature. I've worked with them in the past. The owner is an absolute doll. She loves really all things vegan when it comes to her makeup. Is very ethical, well sourced, and a natural. I don't have long lashes, same thing as my brow situation, but I absolutely love this mascara because it's thick but it's not heavy. But what it does, it just kind of binds into my lashes and it really brings them out of nowhere, if that makes any sense. I really have the hardest time finding good mascaras that doesn't have say the fibers that a lot of new makeup lines starting to add to their mascaras to give you that extended hair looks. But this one does. Get my bottom. Here we go. I don't know why we get quiet when we apply our mascaras, or we do that weird open your mouth look. But whatever helps you concentrate, right? Here we go. I'm just going to go in with my brush a little bit, and because I got some of the product into my eyelids, and I'm just going to blend that out, which is fine. Okay. For lashes, I'm going to use the Kiss Look So Natural lashes, and they're very light and very you can barely see them, honestly. But I absolutely love those lashes because it gives you the most natural look possible. For my glue, I'm using the Duo glue. I'm just going to go ahead and prep my lashes and set them aside. And I'm going to show you a quick trick that you can use to apply your lashes, which I know for me, like I remember when I first started wearing makeup, I would avoid lashes at all costs. But you know, with time and practice, you would learn, you know, and you learn and you watch different people use different techniques, and you eventually find what works for you. For today's lashes, like I said, I'm going to be using the Duo 2-in-1 brush on Lash Glue. I used the black side on the lashes itself, and I'm going to use the clear side on my eyelids. Reason being, I did not apply a eyeliner on my top lid, and I don't want to use the glue as a liner on my top lid and have that glossy shiny look. However, with the clear one, I can get away with just adding a few dots or line along my my lash line and apply that really close to my lash line or hairline and make it look as natural as possible without having to apply eyeliner. Here we go. As you can see, I'm just applying a few dots right along my hairline, on my brow line, just for my lashes to set on. Using my applicator, I just go ahead and grab my lashes and go right into my hairlines where I set the clear glue, and apply that right on top of it, and they stick together easier that way for me personally versus trying to apply here you go. The second one and do the same with these lashes because they are so thin and small, and I have big eyes. I really don't have to trim them. They pretty much fit my eye shape perfectly. In many cases, you have to trim the lashes when you buy them. And I have certain brands they come in, or even Kiss brand too. Sometimes the lashes are too long, so I have to trim the ends, not the inner corner but the outer corner once I measure and get the shape. This way it does not set too heavy in my eye, on my eyes, because in the past when I've done that, my eyes end up looking droopy and it was just too heavy. Here we go.
On my lips, I'm going to be using the Jouer Essential Lip Enhancer.
Next, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. Again, it's from the Jouer. I really love the packaging. And I think I'm going to go with the Tempt Me color right here. I love berry colors. Kind of creating a monochrome colors with the eyeshadow that I've already used. Again, I'm going to go on my outer cheek right here just to create a little bit of lift. This is my final look. I hope you enjoyed this episode, being my first episode. Please leave kind comments, leave any suggestions, any ideas for our next episode, and I'll be more than happy to oblige. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, be good.